What's up, guys? Welcome back. Thanks for stopping in and hanging out with me and talking about some movies for a little bit. Guys, today I'm out in the woods, as you can see. I'm getting ready for hunting season here in the Boot State, in the state of Louisiana. I hope you guys are having a great day, wherever you're at, whatever you're doing. I hope you're loving yourself, loving the ones you're with, because, guys, that's what's important in life. Today, we're going to be talking about a movie from 1984. I talked about the remake, the god-awful, atrocious remake from 2010 the other day. We're going to be talking about A Nightmare on Elm Street, directed by Mr. Wes Craven and starring Robert Englund. Man, you know, this is, as a kid who grew up in the 80s and 90s, Freddy Kruger, you know, is a pop culture icon. And this film is the one that sets the precedent, if you will. Now, before we get into this, you know, hit that like and subscribe button. But man, guys, this, you know, I haven't revisited the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise for a while. And then, sadly, my first venture back into it was that you know, abhorrent remake. I hated that. That was just put a sour taste in my mouth. So, like I said in that review, I gotta watch the original to get the nasty taste out of my mouth from that. So, we checked out the original with Mr. Robert Englund, Heather Langenkamp, John Saxon. I mean, and guys, this is just, you know, like I said, for a kid who grew up in the 80s and 90s, Freddy Krueger was like the boogeyman, you know? I don't recall, you know, before Freddy Krueger. Now, I'm not a film historian by any means, but I don't know if there was a slasher / monster that invaded your dreams, so you weren't even safe to sleep, you know? Like, if you fell asleep, he was going to get you. And that's a whole new level of trauma for little kids, you know, especially when you really probably shouldn't be watching it, but your aunt is a horror movie nut, and so you hide behind her couch while she's watching stuff like that, and you're peeking out from behind and checking it out, unbeknownst to the adults in the room. But yeah, man, this is always such a fun revisit. The first two, I'd say up until probably Dream Warriors. Then after that, it kind of takes a dip. But my favorite Nightmare on Elm Street film ever is A New Nightmare. I thought it was very innovative for its time, a movie inside a movie kind of thing. Man, I really, really liked that one. And it also, that Freddy, he wasn't necessarily the Joker, wisecracking one-liner Freddy that I grew up with. You know, he was back to that Nightmare on Elm Street 1, sinister, grimy, nasty Freddy that was just, you know, he looked more evil. The Claw looked more evil. You know, it was just a good movie. But this one, John Saxon plays the sheriff, you know, and he's great. He fought Bruce Lee one time. He's awesome. I love John Saxon. Heather Langenkamp, as always, she's one of the original final girls. She's beautiful. Even now as an older lady, she's still incredibly beautiful. And Robert Englund, he's incomparable. No one will ever play Freddy Krueger like Robert Englund, as we saw with Jackie Earle Haley in the remake. He was awful. He was terrible. And not just his design, but he himself, Jackie Earle Haley, could not portray or project or encompass anything remotely close to Robert Englund's Freddy Krueger. He wasn't sinister. What made Robert Englund, or what makes Robert Englund Freddy Krueger, is his charisma, his personality, the way that he is so psychotic that it's almost like it's fun for him to kill. You know, it's fun for him to do the things that he does to the children and the adults and all that with his claws. And yeah, he'll crack a couple of jokes, but those are sinister jokes, dude. Now, as it got farther into the franchise, we had him cracking dumb one-liners that were more out of a comic book than, you know. But then again, we didn't have Wes Craven behind it. We just had his stamp of approval on it, I suppose. But I'm just I've loved this franchise since I was a child. I really have. And anybody that's grown up, that's around my age, in their 40s, late 30s, maybe mid 40s, we know Freddy Krueger is the boogeyman. I know that, there's Michael Myers and there's Jason and there's Pinhead and Leatherface and all them, but Freddy Krueger is the boogeyman. He's the one. My best friend, God rest his soul, he's my late best friend. He wouldn't even want a Freddy Krueger movie in his house. He was terrified from a young age by Freddy Krueger. So I know that he, really, really traumatized a whole generation of us, So if you haven't seen A Nightmare on Elm Street, by all means, check it out, please. The original one. It's on HBOMAX. That's where you can find it streaming, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me for a little bit. And as always, hit that like and subscribe button. And I'm going to keep making them as long as you keep watching them. Peace out. God bless you. And I'll see you soon.